Hello and welcome to the Hill and Ponton Social Security Disability blog. I'm Natalia Joffrey, the Social Security Section Director.
And I'm Shelley Mark. I'm the Senior Social Security Attorney.
So in our last blog, we talked about after you go to the hearing, what happens when you get that decision. So when you get the actual decision, it can be a fully favorable decision, a partially favorable decision, or an unfavorable decision.
That's correct.
So first things first, let's talk about a fully favorable decision, which will mean you've won.
Right.
Great news.
Yes.
What happened?
Everybody says, what does it mean? What does it mean? Basically, a fully favorable decision is exactly what it sounds like. It means that the judge is agreeing with the fact that you're disabled, and the judge is agreeing on when you became disabled.
Okay.
So you basically have been awarded your disability benefits since you alleged you originally became disabled.
Right. And so that's what, like we said before, you have to check that to make sure that they got the actual date right. We've seen discrepancies many times in the past, unfortunately. And so if it says fully favorable, then it's going to take probably a good 90 days before they see their past due benefits.
Yeah, probably so.
Right. And once they win, it's going to either go to the local office. So if it's SSI only, it's going to go to the local office. And the local office is going to basically calculate, okay, how much can you get in retroactive benefits or in monthly benefits, If it's DIB only, which is regular disability only, it's going to go to an out-of-state payment center, and depending on what your Social Security number is where it's going to go, depending on your age, depending on several factors, if it's widows, if it's regular, if it's, and then they're going to determine what your past due benefits are and what your monthly check will be. Normally, your monthly check's going to start within about 60 days from the favorable decision. Your retroactive benefits are going to normally come within about 90 days. Where it gets a little dicey is when it's for regular disability and SSI combined.
Right. Yeah, it tends to take longer because you have two payment, especially if they split it seems.
Yeah.
If they split it and send part of it to the disability processing and the other to the local office, it seems like it does take a bit longer. I think it seems to me like the SSI side of things may hold up
it
disability a little bit.
Yeah, like the actual out-of-state payment center can't pay you anything until your file is cleared at the local office. Well, imagine with Social Security's backlog, that can sometimes take months before they even get to it. And this is even if you're not owed anything. Even if you say, you know what, I'm going to waive my right to SSI. I don't want any SSI. I just want to get my regular check. They still need to wait for the local person to basically sign off on that, say it, and forward it to the payment center out of state.
And that's one of the reasons, right, when we know that we get a technical SSI denial, we don't appeal that.
Right.
That way that we don't have to have the client end up waiting on that at the end. And by that I just mean earlier in the claim, we tend to file both an SSI and a disability application for our clients at the beginning. And then if there is an SSI denial due to over income, we call that a technical denial. We do not appeal that because we know that person's not eligible, and it prevents them from ending up with that situation at the end.
What's really important, though, in that situation is you want to make sure that there's been no change in income. So, with SSI, it's month to month.
True.
So just because you didn't qualify technically based on your income a year ago, maybe the same doesn't hold true anymore. Maybe there's been a change in your income. Maybe your spouse lost their job or whoever was helping you. Exactly. Maybe you got divorced. So you want to always make sure that that's the case before you waive any rights.
Right, for sure.
Another important thing that tends to come out in the decision is if you're going to be reviewed.
Definitely.
Right? Because it's
that's
not
the last sentence.
Yes.
The very, very last sentence of the decision, and it gets overlooked a lot. But in a lot of cases, especially for younger individuals, the judge is going to say that in 24, 36 months, we're going to pull this file to review it to see if you've had any medical improvement.
Yeah. So people ask us all the time, is this for life? Is this? We're going to talk about that in a future blog. You know, reviews, how often do they happen? Do they always happen? Why do they happen? What you have to have ready, because that is a very extensive subject in of itself.
Yeah.
But just know that sometimes in the fully favorable decision, they'll actually tell you this is how soon we're going to be reviewing you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can almost expect it if you're a younger individual, because Social Security is very reluctant to say that you're permanently disabled at, say, 35 or something.
Yeah. All right. So we'll talk more about decisions in our next blog. For now, we thank you for joining us. If you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to visit our website or give us a call.
Thank you.